Welcome to Wednesday Night Live from the basement. Here's your hosts, Rob, Daryl, and Tim.
Good news, everybody. We're back, and Daryl did not get eaten by a bear. Thankfully.
Oh, Winnie the Pooh is...
He had to come home from camping to find a bear in his front lawn, but didn't see any when he was camping.
That's true. I had a bear in the front lawn this morning.
Good Lord. Well, welcome back, man. We missed you the last few weeks.
I hear. I came back with some personalized merch, as you can see.
I know. Well, hold on. Let's give this the. Hold on. Let's do this.
Yeah. So I went to I forget where I was. London? Might have been in London. Yeah, there's a store and they make like T-shirts and stuff. So I made a hat and a T-shirt just to see how it would look with my logo on it. So
I like it. But
yeah, so my wife knows of another company that does like lots of presses for a relatively cheap price. So I'm going to look into that and maybe I'll send some VCLT out to people or something.
Sweet.
I can't go all beer and vinyl on this. Because I don't want to come up with a website and all that kind of stuff like Alex did.
I'm impressed. I promised Alex I'd order a shirt, and I still haven't done it yet because I like to procrastinate. So, did you say you were in London and you had that done?
I believe it was London, yeah.
You were in London?
Yeah.
Like when you were on holidays?
Yeah, but I was visiting my mom and my brother and my sister-in-law and everybody else. And, I could not get out to visit you. Because you're going to be even more pissed off when you hear that I was at Earl Rowe Provincial Park.
Where's that?
Alliston.
So at some point you were like, London is 65 minutes away from me.
Yeah.
And if you went from London to Alliston, at the closest you were like 25 minutes north.
I saw the sign, and I said to my wife, we should go visit him, but it was like 7:00 at night and I had to pitch a tent.
Dude, I would have come if I had known we could have met at a Tim Hortons along the way. I would have driven up that way. A half an hour, who cares?
Yeah, fair enough.
Ah.
There's always next summer, man. There's always next summer because I go to London every summer. My mom lives there.
Okay, well, let's plan better next time and we'll meet up. Like, I'll come and meet you somewhere, even if we just have a coffee or something, whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
Or an ice cap brought to you by Tim Hortons. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no,
I wish it was brought to me by Tim Hortons.
London was so busy. I didn't even have time to breathe while I was there almost.
Well, the fact that in 3 weeks you went from where you live, went camping at a couple places, and went to London, that's a lot, man. That's a pretty hectic vacation.
The reality is I also, if I would have had time, which I didn't, I could have visited Tim too because I went all through there as well.
Holy crap!
How?
I don't know about you, Tim, but I kind of feel left out.
Yeah, really. Where were you close? Where were you?
I was staying at Fitzroy.
I don't know where that is.
It's a provincial park, Fitzroy Harbor.
Okay.
And then
how far away?
It's about just over an hour outside Ottawa, I guess, maybe.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
But once again, it was just crazy busy. Like I drove from there, and then my wife wanted to go to Park Omega, so we drove to the Quebec side and went to Park Omega.
Oh yeah. Park Omega is like 45 minutes from my house.
Yeah, but it's on the Quebec side.
Yeah. I'm 5 minutes from the border.
Yeah. Actually, Park Omega is the place where as soon as we left there and we went to the provincial park, I got really pissed off because it was my kids were fighting and we're trying to pitch a tent at Voyager and they were just being a bunch of dorks. So probably wouldn't have been the best of seeing me. We'll put it that way.
Yeah. Did you feed the animals from the car?
But once again, it's likely because there's a couple of guys, my old roommates from university, they want to visit next year as well, possibly at Bon Echo. You know where that is?
I know of it.
Yeah, so between Ottawa and Kingston. So
yeah.
I mean, who knows? I might even get out of town. I don't know. There's a lot going on in my life right now. I'm actually heading out on the train next week again because I got to move my daughter. I got to move all her crap from one town to another, so I got to rent a U-Haul, and she's on call, so she can't even help us move. Shocker.
Sounds like fun.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Douglas wants to know, Tim, do you have a lot of Blur albums? Did you get any of them signed? You got a Gorillaz album signed, didn't you?
No, I don't have any Blur.
Oh.
Blur's the guys that do like Song 2 and all that, right?
Yeah, I have 2 Blur albums. I have Park Life.
I think I've got one.
I have Park Life and Great Escape, which is more than you need because Blur sucks.
Yeah.
I have to say that as an Oasis fan. So
I'm more of an Oasis fan.
that's the right answer. That's the right answer.
Yeah. No autographs, but it's been pretty. But I got stuff coming up this month. So plus I'm going away. So.
We just got Daryl back from being away 3 weeks, and now you're going to be away for a while.
Yeah, I mean, I could make next Wednesday, but I don't.
Don't scratch yourself, man. We'll figure it out.
We'll see.
We'll figure it
Oh
out.
yeah, we'll figure it all out.
Because I got Bonnie Raitt. I got Bonnie Raitt, and then I've got the following week. I've got the Wallflowers, and then the very next day, I'm getting up at 4 a.m. to go to Nova Scotia for 11 days.
Apparently, Richard says you're echoing a bit there, Tim. You sound fine to me. So
Yeah, I'm getting an echo on my end too.
I'm not hearing it at all. Tim is echoing. Yeah, see, everyone says you're echoing, but you sound fine to me, Tim. So I don't. Let me just see if I can fix a couple things on my end here. All right, Tim, say something. See if that. Oh, that doesn't sound any better. That sounds worse.
Hello.
Hold on.
Do you hear anything? I don't hear an echo. Oh, maybe I do.
Say something.
Say something.
Sounded fine to me, but I'm going to
I think
sneeze.
you're still echoing.
I hear the echo from your computer, not from
My computer?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. Does this sound any better? Say something.
Say something.
That sound any better, anybody? Daryl?
Say it again, Tim.
Say something.
Yeah, it's still echoing.
Okay, I got one other thing. Let me try one other thing. Yeah. Echo Beach.
Can you hear me now?
Hold on. Let's do one other thing here. Hold on.
Echo Beach.
Let's just try a couple things here. Hold on. All right, Tim, say something else. Let's see if that sounds any better to anybody.
Jack, 2. Hello.
Daryl,
I
sound
think
better?
it's still a bit echoing, yeah.
I don't know what to do. Nothing much I can do on my end. I've played with everything that I can play with here. So
It might have something to do with that other mic not working. It might just be a reverb coming out the other.
my other mic is not even plugged in.
Weird.
Yeah. Who knows? Can we tolerate Tim echoing everybody? Is that okay?
I can handle it.
Okay.
Because
We're gonna have to go with it.
I don't have a microphone. I just have it connected to my laptop.
Let me try one other thing.
I know. Sometimes there's echo if you have YouTube open at the same time as. I know that's an issue.
Right, I never run with YouTube open, so let me just try one other thing here. Bear with us but a moment. I know this is very exciting, everybody, watching us try to troubleshoot issues here. Let's try. I disappeared.
Rob disappeared.
I hear
Hold on.
crickets.
I did too, and I don't know what that is.
Daryl brought them back.
I brought back a virus, I guess. I don't know. Weird.
Oh, the crickets are gone.
This is the best we can do, folks.
Yep.
It's going to be what it's going to be. I don't know. I can't fix anything on Tim's end. It sounds fine on my end, so I don't know. We'll just go with it. What can we do? What the hell are we going to talk about now? Should we talk about baseball? Because we always do. We should.
Sure.
So, trade deadline.
Rob's just excited because even if the Jays tank the rest of the season, his one favorite player in the whole world got traded.
Yes! That's what I wanted to talk about. Jeff Hoffman, go suck an egg, you piece of shit. Oh, I was watching the trade, the thing out throughout the day, and I'm just, please Jeff Hoffman, please Jeff Hoffman, please Jeff Hoffman. And then with like 15 minutes to go, Jeff Hoffman's going to Minnesota. I just was cheered at the top of my lungs, and my wife goes from the other room, did they trade Hoffman? Yes, they traded Hoffman. The man that cost us the World Series. So that's good. What do you think of the trade deadline, Tim? You good with what happened? Do you care?
I'm all right. I mean, it is what it is. Just the bats. The bats are not. They're very.
Yeah,
A lot of prospects. So we'll see what happens.
So everyone was initially upset about Gausman. I love Gausman, one of the greatest pitchers we've had in the history of the franchise. But I was happy with that trade because his contracts, he's free agent at the end of the season. So we hang on to him and get nothing for him, or we trade him with 2 months to go when we suck. We get a couple prospects, and he's a free agent at the end of the year. Potentially, we could re-sign him. So we got something for him. Great.
Yeah.
And then we picked up Soriano. He's just as good as Gausman. A little bit of control issues, but I'm all right with that. I hate that we traded Varsho, but he also hasn't been hitting, so we put Miles Straw in center field. I think we did okay. Who we got rid of, fine. I wish we would have got rid of Brandon Little for a bag of popcorn, but that didn't happen. I just wish we got a bat or two, but we could have done worse. So,
I got another question for you, Rob.
yeah.
What do you think about the Dodgers yet again buying another starting pitcher?
I'm more upset with what the manager said. He comes out and he goes, any team can do what we did. No, any team can't do what you did. Your salaries are so high that the luxury tax they pay, because their payroll is so high, is higher than the payroll of multiple teams. Mm-hmm. And you just go, I understand that you can do it, but should you do it? There's got to be some kind of something in place. I mean, I get Dodger fans go, it's not our fault we got all the money in the world. Yeah, but then it's not competitive baseball for everybody else. It's
funny that we as a team that is in the American League despise a team even more than the Yankees.
Right? I hate the Yankees. I hate the Dodgers way more.
Like there was a time when being a Jays fan meant you hated the Red Sox and you hated the Yankees, and at the end of the day you hated Tampa Bay too.
Right.
But now it's like it's almost as if liking the Yankees is kind of a thing compared to hating the Dodgers.
I'm never going to like I'm always going to hate the Yankees. I just hate the Dodgers way more. Way more. Not just, yes, mainly because of the World Series last year, but also what they're doing is bullshit. It's ruining baseball. I don't even know if there's even going to be a season next year because they're going to have a lockout probably. So who knows? They got to get it sorted out. But until they get it sorted out, there's such a disparity of wealth that when someone can just buy a World Series, why even bother having a season? So that is my take on the trade deadline. So whatever. Any record pickups or anything noteworthy to talk about? I know Darrow was record shopping when he was camping. So
Yes, I actually dropped a video today of all my pickups, but this is the one that kind of surprised me the most. And I don't know what you guys think of this Canadian artist, but I mean, we support Canadian artists.
we do.
So regardless of whether you like them or not, but I got this.
Unless they're Nickelback.
I got this at Kohl's Indigo for $10. It was on clearance, brand new in shrink, and it's Jan Arden's.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
great.
Yeah. So I got that for $10.
Nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Yeah. So the only thing that bothers me about this is that the song "Insensitive" is a live version, and it's not a very good version. I wish it was the studio album version. Everything else on there is, it's a little irritating. But other than that, $10. I couldn't go wrong with $10.
No, of course not. Of course not. What about you, Tim? You pick up anything recently?
Well, I got an email from Pop Music saying that the solo record has been delayed,
Yeah.
and then I got Sheryl Crow on the run.
Yeah, mine's on the way. I picked it up. Chance, concert buddy, grabbed me a copy, so it's in transit from St. Louis right now. So yeah. I got two things. They reissued "Riding with the King," Eric Clapton and BB King. Love that album for back in, I don't know, 2000 and something. 2000, imagine that. So they put it out, came out on gold vinyl, was out last week or whatever. So I had it on CD, and I'd been looking for it on vinyl forever, but the other press is pretty expensive. So glad that they reissued. Double vinyl, it's gold. Sounds fine to me. So, and then the other thing I was in, we have this chain of media store, so they sell CDs, vinyl, and movies and that, called The Beat Goes On. A lot of them suck, some of them are okay. I was in the one in Cambridge, Ontario the other day, and I saw this used, and it was like $15. The soundtrack for Daisy Jones and the Six. I don't know if you guys ever watched this series, but it's fantastic. It's about this band, is really loosely based on Fleetwood Mac. So it was, I think, 6 episodes, 8 episodes, something like that, from a year or two ago. So this is kind of like the Lindsey Buckingham, Stevie Nicks story, kind of. So really, really good. So glad to find the soundtrack for that for cheap. What do I think of Leonard Graves' Philip of the Dickies book of his life, the group? I don't know anything about it. Don't know. I'm not a big reader, but, so no, I don't know that one.
I'm like you,
All right.
Rob. I was trying to read a book on the train when I was coming back, and every time I try to read a book, I fall asleep. It's not that I want to. It's not that the book is boring. My eyes just droop.
I don't mind reading every now and again, but I'm drawn to reading fiction rather than books about things, because I spend enough time in the real world. Give me some fiction every once in a while. And so I think it was when I was coming back from North Carolina last month or whatever, I picked up a book at the airport, and it was great for the 35 pages that I read on the plane before I fell asleep. It's sitting over here, and I've not touched it. I enjoy it, but I fall asleep too easily, so I don't read nearly as much as I should. Echo Beach for sure. Speaking of sexy beach sirens, I saw Rob's musical fantasy. Yes. Susanna Hoffs has a new album coming out. First album of new material since 2012. I have not heard the single yet. So I haven't got around, but I've seen it, and I don't even care if it's her reading the phone book. I am going to buy it. Absolutely. I like that musical
speaking
fantasy.
Of wives, I had read. Was it yesterday? Bruce Springsteen came out and said that his wife is actually cured of cancer or close to cured of cancer or something like that.
That'd be awesome.
Doing much better after 8 years. There was an article that came out.
Good for her. That's great news.
Mm-hmm.
That's great news. All right. Tonight we're doing connections, which we have done multiple times before and tends to be one that folks like, or at least they tell me they like it. So we keep doing it every once in a while. The idea behind it is in advance, somebody, in this case it was Daryl's turn, pulled 10 records, gave Tim and I the list, and then we had to go through our own collections, and for each one of Daryl's picks, found something in our collection that is some way connected to what Daryl showed. Thank God for Google, because it wasn't hard, but if I wasn't able to do some Google research, I wouldn't have been able to do this one. So,
I think that's how I do it every time.
Yeah. So, to that end, Daryl, why don't you kick it off? What was the first one that you pulled out of your? What was your first?
Yeah. So it's funny. The one thing about Discogs that annoys me is how they alphabetize their albums. They alphabetize everything by first name, not last name. It drives me friggin' bonkers. Like A is for Alice, B is for Bob, C is for Confident, I guess. But I just don't like how it's alphabetized. So the way that this kind of is alphabetical by first name, I think is how I put it up. So yeah, I think I picked 10, eh? It was 10.
Yeah, I think you had 10.
Yeah. So 10 albums. I don't know what it is. I picked Amy Grant's Heart in Motion. I think most people, when they think Amy Grant, they think like Christian musician or whatever. But this album here was like her breakthrough, I guess, maybe in the not Christian world. It has all her hits on it. And I know like later in life there was like some issues with her marriage and stuff. But if we separate truth from reality or whatever it is, I mean, this had Good For Me. It has Baby Baby, Every Heartbeat. That's What Love Is For. Hats, I Will Remember You. I mean, it's almost like a greatest hits album in one. The cover's a little bit in bad shape when I got it. I think this was water damaged a little bit. But, it was dried out. There's no mold or anything, but I just got it through like not at a thrift store, but I bought it off like a small 10 album collection or something from someone. And I remember hearing this, like we always talk about, especially you and me, Rob, we talk about our fathers, and my dad used to have this on CD, but the funny thing is my dad never listened to it. This was all my mom. My mom loved Amy Grant. I have one other Amy Grant record that I got for free out of a thrift bin, but it's a full-on Christian one from when she was like 17 or 18 years old. But I mean, I like this album. Obviously, I mean, I've got like, going through my genres of music, I've got like 1,000 different genres in my collection. I'm some Christian music. It's not really my jam, but I respect her as an artist. I think that she kind of got, I don't want to call it pop country because that's not really what it is, but she kind of went from that country to pop to whatever style, right? So yeah, we'll start off there.
Okay. All right, Tim, where'd you go with that?
All right, thank God for Google. I thought she was Canadian, but I guess not. So I Googled Dumpster Bill, and I found out that Wayne Kirkpatrick wrote Every Heartbeat, and he co-wrote Eric Clapton's Change the World. So coincidentally.
Look at that.
There you go.
Great minds think alike.
Yeah.
Except I ripped the shrink wrap off.
This is the blue one.
Ooh. Cool. Mine's gold.
Thanks. So, great album. I love it.
Yep.
And with them, they were working really well together.
They did. They complement each other well.
Yeah.
Very different styles of music, but sounds great together.
Yeah. Well, BB is like one of his heroes, I think. Isn't he?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we do these connection things, it's always funny when you hear of them, like, you know, I described Amy Grant, right? I described her music and all that kind of stuff as it's more like Christian-like and all that kind of thing. And then here we are talking about Eric Clapton, who we've talked about this as one of the biggest douchebags in music.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's so funny how music writers and co-writers and stuff, they just separate person from music. They don't care as long as they're getting paid. And it's always funny how they commingle with different lines of music.
Tim's not in a cave, but he's having mic problems, and we can't figure it out. So we're just going.
Do you want me to exit and try and come back?
I mean, maybe reboot your laptop and jump back
Sure,
on.
sure.
I don't know if that'll make any difference or not.
Yeah,
but
just give me
it a try.
Just give me 90 seconds.
We'll be here. We'll be here.
Okay.
All right. So, Daryl, this was the only one I didn't have to Google because immediately
Did you?
I went
You didn't
Amy
go to
Grant.
Vince. You didn't go to Vince Gill, did you?
I did go to Vince Gill. Yes. Vince Gill is her second husband and current husband. And the only Vince Gill that I have is the Eagles live from the LA Forum 2018. So he replaced Glenn Fry. I'm going to supersize myself. Hold on. There we go. He replaced Glenn Fry along with his son Deacon Fry after Glenn passed away. And this is the only album that Deacon and Vince appear on. They've not released any studio stuff, but this is a very good Eagles live record. Speaking of wankers, when we mentioned Eric Clapton, Glenn Fry and Don Henley are both giant wankers. And I hate that I love the Eagles. I love the Eagles, but those guys are such colossal assholes. Mm-hmm. But I love the Eagles. This is the four LP box set. It's a 2 LP version as well. Really good. When I remember when they first said that Vince was joining the Eagles as like, he's a great guitar player. Maybe it'll work, but I'm like, it's not the Eagles. And then I thought to myself, the Eagles have had so many lineup changes.
Yeah.
That who cares, right? They're keeping the music alive. So I actually really like this version of the Eagles, and Deacon does a pretty good job too. So I like it. So this is the only Vince Gill I've got is on Eagles Live at the Forum 2018. So there we have it. I like Richard's comment here. Last he went to get help because Timmy fell down the well. We're going to give that a star because that's hilarious as hell. And
Have to wait till Tim gets back and show him that joke.
I know.
You know what I'm getting, Rob?
What?
I'm hearing feedback. I'm echoing too now. I'm wondering if when me and Tim speak, it's coming out your speaker, but echoing in your the other speaker you're using.
I don't know how to. Well, let's try one other thing here. Let's try. How does that sound? Do you hear me now? Does it sound okay?
Yeah. I hear you.
Any
But
echoing?
I'm hearing myself echoing.
Okay, hold on. Let's try. Let's try that. Does that sound any? How does that sound?
Let's see. No, that's
even
worse.
That's even worse.
Yeah.
Good Lord. I don't know what to do about this.
That's all good.
And here comes Tim back to the stage. Hey, Tim. Hello.
Hey, Tim.
Hello, Tim.
What happened?
Hello.
Okay,
Say
so
something.
Tim.
Were you guys having issues when I was gone?
Yeah.
So Tim's not echoing anymore, but I am.
I'm not echoing anymore.
Well, this is bizarre.
Wait, who is?
Daryl's echoing.
I'm hearing myself.
All right, so you know what? I'm going to leave the studio and I'm going to come back in. Talking like this is just a shit show tonight. But hold on, I'll be right back.
Yeah. Hold on here. Yeah, I knew it wasn't.
So Tim,
because I got a simple
while you
setup.
were away, So I'm not hearing any echoing now.
Okay.
So I think it's coming out of Rob's speaker somehow.
Yeah.
But he went the Vince Gill way. He showed the Eagles.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I'm back. How did it sound when I left?
It was not echoing.
Is
And
it
now
echoing?
and now I'm not echoing.
Say something, Tim.
Say, how am I?
Now he's echoing.
Now I'm echoing again.
What a shit show.
Tim, just leave and come back. It'll probably correct itself.
Okay.
Hold on. I have an idea.
Hold on.
Hold on.
How many was it? How many does it take to?
It's like Angine de Poitrine. It's almost like a comedy show right now.
There you go. This is like avant-garde streaming right now.
Okay, so Tim,
Progressive streaming.
now Tim's not echoing.
Now I'm not.
And
Echoing.
I'm not echoing. Rob, you fixed it.
This is Prague.
How about now?
Prague streaming.
How about now?
No, we're
Say
good.
something, Tim.
No, now Daryl is. No,
And now Tim is. It is what it is.
I don't know. This is just
Okay, so I don't hear myself echoing now. Say something, Tim.
Okay. What about me? Me? Check. No.
That's one of us is probably going to be echoing all night. It's all good.
Richard. Since you're right there, who's echoing now? Who sounds like shit? Richard.
It's probably
Richard.
me right now. Yeah, I'm echoing.
I don't know.
We got some weird stuff going on.
This is bizarre. I don't know what to fix on my end. We're just gonna have to live with it, folks. I don't know what else.
I think so. Speaking of baseball, my next pick was a Prague band. I believe they're from England. If memory serves me correct. And this is like space baseball cover here. And I've talked about them before because my first pick my mom used to listen to. The second pick my dad used to listen to. And it is straight up prog rock, band called Babe Ruth, and their album First Base, and there's some space baseball. Maybe these space aliens could give the Jays some tips how to play this year. And I'm not going to take the shrink off on this. I normally take shrink off, but this is a pretty old album, so I'm going to keep the shrink on. But you wouldn't think these guys were too proggy based on the way that they look on the back. But there's a song on here called "The Mexican," which I think is a pretty cool song. And there's a song on here called "Black Dog." I don't know if it's a cover or if it's an original. I haven't listened to this in quite some time. But if you are into prog rock, and I'm sure Alex from Beer and Vinyl, if he was here, he could definitely tell us a lot more about this. It's a pretty neat album. If you know prog rock, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We know Babe Ruth. Not the baseball player. So there we go. What did you connect to prog rock?
What I'm going to do before I throw Tim up here, in case it's somehow feeding back on my end, I'm going to mute my mic when Tim speaks, and we'll see if this does anything. So, Tim, take it away.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, and you're not echoing.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so this is actually my favorite connection. So this.
Gigi, that's a soundtrack, isn't it?
It is like a British.
A musical.
It's a British musical.
Yeah.
Now, why? So this is fun. So, again, Google dumpster diving. It says that Babe Ruth First Base came out on Harvest Records, which is associated with Pink Floyd. So I'm thinking, well, that's easy. So I went one step further, and I don't have the cool version that has this record on it, but if you have the cool version of this album, this blanked out square. So now that I know that I have this version, I got to seek out this version. This blanked out square is actually this record.
Ah.
But I guess for whatever all intents and purposes, I guess someone affiliated with these guys probably said so so this is actually that record. So I'm gonna have to find I'm gonna have to find the proper pressing for this. I came up with this.
That is a deep connection there, Tim.
Yeah. So that was my favorite one out of the list.
Yeah, I would definitely wouldn't have associated Pink Floyd. I mean, yeah, the Harvest label, like you said, it's pretty easy, almost like a cop-out way to do it. But yeah, the fact that you went with Gigi the musical, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right, take it away.
This is the last ditch effort. I still have an iPod. My iPod earphones and plug them in and turn my speakers off. Do I sound okay to you guys?
Yes.
Tim, say something.
Say something.
Is
You're
anybody
good?
going?
I'm good. I don't hear anything.
Daryl.
Yeah, I'm not hearing any reverb from him.
I guess this is why people wear headphones. I guess I got to have headphones for doing this. So thank God for the iPod. Look at this. We're echo free. It only took me 39 minutes to figure out. I mean, I don't know why it was. It's a setup I always use, but thank goodness for the iPod Classic, which I now have a dock for my stereo amplifier, so I can. Anyway, okay. Now that we're back on track and everything's working, I don't even remember what I picked and why I picked it. Hold on. Let me consult my notes because I've been too busy trying to fix the audio. Okay. So Babe Ruth First Base was engineered at Abbey Road by some guy at Abbey Road in the engineering department. I have no idea who it was. Doesn't really matter. The point is the connection is Abbey Road. I have a lot of albums recorded at Abbey Road, and I'm not going to show the Beatles. I'm going to show this steaming pile of crap. Oasis, Dig Out Your Soul.
I did like
Big
that
Oasis
one song,
fan.
I like that one song on that album. The one that sounds very John Lennon-y by Liam.
Yeah.
What
the
is
only
it?
one
I'll know it if I heard it.
I
like
like the
Halfway
Shock
Down,
of the
maybe?
Lightning, but that's about the only one I like. What did you say it was, Tim?
Maybe Halfway Down. It's a
I'm
Liam
Out of
song.
Time.
I'm Out of Time. That's the one.
Yeah.
That's a great song, I think.
Yeah. To me, this album, though, just
the album is not. It's kind of
not good.
stinky. Yeah, but
no, it's not very good. So the artwork's kind of cool.
I am 100% not familiar with that album.
oh,
It was the album recorded like maybe less than a year before they broke up. So fraught with tension, not very good. I could count on one hand the number of times I've listened to this album. Don't enjoy it at all. But was recorded at Abbey Road, so that's the connection to Babe Ruth First Base. There we go. Okay. Back to you,
right.
Daryl.
All right, so we went soft pop or pop music. Then we went prog rock. Why don't we go with a little bit of country music? And one of the few, I think, popular black country musicians that's ever recorded. And I've talked about this guy before. I'm not sure if I've shown this album or not, but it's actually one of my favorite. If we were to do, other than Weird Al, if we were to do like my favorite food related song, I guess it would be the one that is on here, and that's Charlie Pride, Burgers and Fries album, which I think is, once again, talking about my dad. My dad used to play this when I was a kid, and then I went like well over a decade without ever hearing it. And when I was in university, I went to a party a couple doors down from where my parents lived, and they were like, everybody's partying, and then there's a couple of us that are like, hey, this is boring, let's go in the living room and watch a movie. So we watched the movie Breakdown with Kurt Russell. You guys have seen that movie?
Oh yeah.
Breakdown and kidnapping on the highway. And then I think I've talked about this, but there's a scene when Kurt Russell goes into this diner in the middle of nowhere in the desert, and the bartender and everything's giving him a hard time. And on the jukebox in the background, if you listen to it, Burgers and Fries is playing on the jukebox in the background. I always get a good kick out of that. But this is really good stuff. Like if you're not into country, you're probably not going to like this. But if you want a change from the twangy, George Jones and all that kind of stuff, it's a little bit different. And I mean, he, like I said, because he's one of the few black country singers that ever became, and I'll talk a little bit about another one later, that's ever really, I guess, hit the big time. And he was one of the first because he was out in the 70s. Charlie Pride is good. I agree with you, Richard. And so what's the connection, guys? Charlie Pride and Burgers and Fries.
Okay. Is that me?
It's you.
The Time Life Treasury of Christmas.
I remember that.
This soundtrack is awesome. It's got every classic imaginable on here. The only thing that sucks about it though is, so it's a 4 LP set. I'm like, great, $10 for a 4 LP set. I got this way back on Discogs one year, maybe like 10 years ago. I'm like, $10 for a 4 LP, great. I get it, only to find that so the first record is like the best one, and then the other two are still excellent, but not as good. I think the person kept disc 1 and sold the rest. So I'm missing.
Oh no! Oh no!
So I need to find a complete. Anyway, I digress. So Charlie Pride. So the writers of Burgers and Fries is connected to Brenda Lee, and I have no Brenda Lee, but I have her on this compilation, which is the one that she does. What is it? Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I have no Brenda Lee, but I do have this, which has Brenda Lee on it.
I remember vividly as a kid, these when you could order shit off TV and you'd phone in with and I remember that. Order now and get Time Life's Treasury of Christmas. I remember the infomercials to sell that album when I was like, oh geez.
Well, look at this. This I don't understand. So we're 1986,
right?
And it says Time Life Music Digital. I
don't know.
I don't.
Maybe they at the same time they were trying to promote their CDs.
Yeah, maybe. We did have the CD. I bought this because we had the CD growing up, but so I guess maybe they used.
Maybe that was their like nowadays we get a download code. Maybe that was their way of saying, "Hey, buy the CD."
Yeah, but this thing's got everything, man. This is, if you're familiar with this. Yeah, it's got the Dolly Parton one, the Bing Crosby one, Roger Whittaker, Nat King Cole.
You
It's got
know,
all
it
the-
kind of. I know it's not the. I know it's not the same, but it kind of reminds me of the Very Merry Christmas. Remember, there's the red one, the green one.
A very special Christmas.
Oh.
Very special Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah.
The red one, the green one, and wasn't there like a brown one or something?
Gold one, yeah.
I
And the
mean,
funny
they're-
thing is that the red one is the best one, and then all the other ones are kind of like, nah.
well, it's all intents and purposes the only one.
Right.
The red
I have
one.
the red one on CD. I've been meaning to get it on vinyl. Maybe next year.
Yeah.
Who knows? Okay. My turn. My connection to the Charlie Pride. I don't know. I got to look up my notes. Oh, yeah. Okay. So there's a song on that album. I don't know what the hell song it is because I didn't write down the note. But there's a couple songs on that Charlie Pride album where he is backed up by a vocal group called the Jordanaires.
Mm-hmm.
And the Jordanaires are most famous for being Elvis's original backup singers. So they're on like Heartbreak Hotel and some of those early hits. I know Richard has this album if Richard's still watching, which he probably is. So yeah, so the Jordanaires were on, so the original Elvis records, it's Elvis and Bill Black and PJ Fontana and Scotty Moore and the Jordanaires. So that's my connection. The Jordanaires are on that Charlie Pride record and backed Elvis. Charlie Pride to Elvis.
Yeah. The Jordan. I've seen, like, you go to any thrift store and the Jordanaires are found, like, you can see them all the time in the thrift store bins. I don't even know what kind of music they do.
I don't know. I've just known them as a group of backup singers. Like, yeah, I've seen their albums and stuff. I know, Richard. That's why I pulled it.
Speaking of Elvis, I found an Elvis record at a thrift store that I was at. And I normally don't pick up Elvis because they're all there, but I thought it was kind of cool. You'll see it once again. You'll see it if you watch the video that I did, but it's in here somewhere. Not sure where. Give me one sec.
I need the Jeopardy music for any time someone says 1 second and I play the Jeopardy music.
Yeah, so I found this for $2.
GI Blues. Fantastic.
Found that for $2, and there was 3 copies in the bin, and they were all good copies. Yeah.
Richard seems to think they were a gospel group. That could very well be.
Maybe, yeah.
GI Blues, Richard might probably, one of the few good Elvis movies. He made a lot of movies, and a lot of them are garbage, but GI Blues was good. Jailhouse Rock was good. King Creole was good. There's a couple others, but most of them are shit. But GI Blues, fantastic and a good album. I actually need to get myself a copy of that one of these days. So chime in, Richard, if you think.
I know your collection's pretty good. Daryl, how's your Elvis collection? Are you an Elvis fan?
I only have like a handful. I think I've got like 3 or 4 of them. I could have picked up a few other ones while I was there, but I don't know. I think I need that Golden Greats one. Or the number ones, what is it? The number one there.
Oh,
one?
it's just gold and it just is one.
Yeah.
It's the number one.
Yeah, I love that. I have that. This one here was the first Elvis CD that I ever owned when I was like 12 or whatever. So it was kind of my first Elvis record.
I mean, I respect the guy. I like his singles. I'm not really into I like the old Elvis. I don't like the parachute dress.
I
Flying
used to be like that. I used to be like, early Elvis was the best. And old fat diamond studded jumpsuit Elvis, that stuff sucks. And now that I'm old and fat, I respect that guy. And Richard and I have talked about this a fair bit. I love all Elvis. The best Elvis is like 68 Comeback Special, and shortly thereafter Elvis, that was him at his peak. But I'm all for diamond studded jumpsuit Elvis. He's still cool as hell. So
I still remember the very first time I ever heard Elvis. It was on once again the VH1 the thing with Peter Noon. I can't remember the name of the show. Anyway, there was a video of "You're So Square, Baby, I Don't Care." Like that's 1956 or something like that.
Something like that.
And I always thought that song was hilarious. And it's like what, 2 minutes long?
Yeah.
But he's just dancing around. I think they're like in front of like a swimming pool in this old video. So
exactly. Elvis from 68 to about 71. Oh man, just amazing. Just amazing. My favorite Elvis record, I don't know, a year and a half ago, I know Daryl might remember, Joe VCL teed me an Elvis box set that has a piece of his clothing in it, like a square of his.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, that is just the cool. Like they used to do that with the Beatles, right? Like you buy like a certified square from their bed sheets or whatever, like stupid shit like that.
I've only got 2 Elvis records. I don't even know what they're called. It's the one that looks like the ones that my God, London Calling, The Clash. They know the one that they knocked off.
That's his first
Okay,
album.
I have
It's just
that
called
one.
Elvis Presley. I need to get that one because it's awesome.
I have that one.
That's awesome.
And then I have this other one where he's wearing a military suit in a car.
Oh,
He's like got his whole thing going on, and he's in this car.
Richard might know. I can picture it. I just can't remember what it's called. It's from one of the movies.
Yeah,
One of
I
the
have that
movies,
one.
so.
And then I stopped buying Elvis because I realized that there's no singles on any of these
Well,
records.
who's the guy that has all the Elvis stuff in the VC? He knows everything about Elvis. I mean, there's just so many albums, comps.
The one Elvis expert is Jeff from Speaker's Corner. He just lives in Kitchener, just down the road, and sometimes he and I get together and go to record shows. He is like super Elvis fan. He has everything. So, yeah. See, everyone's saying it's called The Date with Elvis.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah. So those are the 2 I have.
I need to get the self-titled, and I need to get GI Blues. Those are the 2 that I need to get. And then there's like an Elvis in Memphis that I need to get too. So anyway, okay, back to Tim, or not Tim, Daryl. See, I almost screwed up, but I caught myself. It's the stress of the night with all the audio issues.
All right, so up next, I'm going to show an album. I don't think I've ever shown this on my own channel. I'm pretty sure I've never shown it here on the live stream. I mean, we've talked about these guys, and most people that watch my channel know that the period of this band that I like is the 1980s period with Peter Cetera. So that gives it away right there with Chicago. But I've never shown Chicago 18. So Chicago 18 has a lot of the songs that I remember from when I was a kid. It's got Forever, If She Would Have Been Faithful, Will You Still Love Me? So those are some of the big ones, but they also, if you look closely, it's up here somewhere. If you look closely, they did a remake of 25 or 6 to 4, which obviously in the early 70s was their 10-piece band or whatever it was period. So yeah, I just think that this is a period of my life that I recall. I have their greatest hits, 1982 to 1989, I think it is, which is the CD that my parents had. And, some of their music has been featured in major TV shows. I know that one of the songs, I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, but they even had a song on Criminal Minds. One of the serial killers was using one of their songs before he would kill somebody. So, yeah, I've done at least 14,000 albums. It's true. The biggest issue with Chicago is I mean, every album that they do pretty much is the number based on what album number it is, and they all have a similar cover, right? So if you're in a thrift store or you're at a record shop, you better know what you're looking for with Chicago because they all look the same. But yeah, no, I like the Peter Cetera era, but I have no problem with the brass stuff either. But The one album I want to get is the very first one when they were the Chicago Transit Authority. That's the one. I've never heard it, but I've heard it's much different, obviously, than their later stuff.
It was in my dad's collection, and I didn't keep it.
I know they still tour, but is there anyone like, is it another one of those bands where there's no one left in it that's still like any of them original members left? Or
I think there's still a couple, but not many.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they used to do all kinds of big productions and everything. They would perform. Kind of a cool band for that, anyway.
All right, take it away, Tim.
All right, so Chicago 18. I've got not Michael, not Paul McCartney, but
David Foster.
David Foster, who produced both of these. So I guess he produced Chicago, and he produced this track from Thriller. So
now is that actually autographed?
Yeah. That's
is it a print?
No. Yeah, I know it's hard to tell, eh? No. That's David Foster's autograph.
Right on.
Yeah. I got him to sign this, and I got him to sign my copy of Thriller and St. Elmo's Fire. But I didn't want to show St. Elmo's Fire. That would have been. I think I've shown that.
You know what's funny? You show that record, and there's just something about like that time period with Paul McCartney when he did "The Girl Is Mine" and he did like Ebony and Ivory and stuff. I can't stand those songs.
His collaborations were pretty weak.
Yeah,
they were. Say was okay with Mike, like that one. I don't mind that one too much, but it's still not strong.
No. Okay, to answer your question, Tim, about Chicago, there are only 3 original members who are still members of the band. Okay. Robert Lamb, the keyboard player, he's an official member of the band, but he hasn't toured since 2025. James Pankow, trombone and backing vocals, same deal. He hasn't toured since 2025. So the only original official member that's still with the band that's still touring is Lee Loughnane, the trumpet, flugelhorn, and backing vocalist.
There you go.
Wow. So there you go. That answers your question. Maybe. I don't know if I think that answers your question. Okay. So my connection to that album, and I got worried when you pulled out a 45 that had Michael Jackson on it, because my connection is Michael Jackson. And thankful for my son, I now have one Michael Jackson record because it's really all I need. And the connection is this. On that Chicago album, there are a ton of session musicians. And one of them happens to be a guitar player named Steve Lukather. And I do not own any Toto albums, although I have been forever searching for Toto 4. The next thing that sprung to mind is, well, Steve Lukather is the guy that plays the riff on Beat It. So there's my connection to Chicago. Steve Lukather played on Beat It and a bunch of Michael Jackson stuff, and he was a session musician on that Chicago album. There you go.
Yeah, that album there that you have, I mean, if you are not a Michael Jackson fan and you only want the big hits, he's got so many albums, that's the way to go.
I mean, I've said it before, my son, who is 10, has developed an obsession for Michael Jackson, knows all the songs, can dance like, and I don't know where that comes from because I can't dance and I don't want to, but he does the stuff and I'm like, holy shit, man. And so he's listening to Michael Jackson all the time. And I'm like, that's great. I wish you'd listen to some other stuff. But so he through osmosis, like I didn't really care about Michael Jackson in the 80s, like, whatever. But now that my son is asking all kinds of questions about what was it like when you were a kid when Michael was big, and I'm like, I didn't give a shit back then. Now I've developed an appreciation for his music. So this is all I need. So there you go. Okay, back to you, Daryl. Let's tee up the next one for us.
All right. So this next one is, depending on what, this is one of those crossover musicians, right? He does country music, but he also does like alternative in the 90s and that kind of thing. And this is actually, one could actually say that the connection to this is Rob himself. Because this was VCLT from Rob.
There you go.
Darius Rucker's True Believers. This is the one that has Wagon Wheel on it. And as soon as I got this in the mail, actually, my wife was more excited than I was. So my wife likes Darius Rucker and Hootie and the Blowfish, because it's funny. I got Hootie and the Blowfish. I had bought the Cracked Rear View like a week or two before you sent this to me. So it's kind of ironic that I got them together. But yeah, no, I know, Rob, you're not a huge fan of this album, but yeah, I'm okay on it. Like I said, my wife is really excited about this, but kind of, I guess, in the same vein as Charlie Pride, where there's not a lot of, I guess, colored musicians that are crossing into or have ever really stayed in the country music industry. So it's interesting, and it was accidental completely that I picked probably two of the most famous ones all in one show here. But this is a pretty good album. Yeah, VCLT. I could even cancel Rob. The connection is Rob.
There you go. I need to correct myself on this. So I was going from memory. You're right. Eddie Van Halen played the lead, like the guitar solo on Beat It, but Steve Lukather came in and reworked the track, and he recorded all the rhythm guitar tracks. And when they were done, Van Halen came in and Eddie did the riff. So I'm not wrong, but I had my details a little blurred. So I apologize. But Steve Lukather is the one that arranged the track and recorded all the rhythm tracks. So I apologize. Not wrong, though. Just misinformed. All right. Darius Rucker, that came to me from Joe. And he accidentally sent it to me with some other stuff, and I was going to send it back. He goes, no, don't send it back. He goes, if you don't like it, forward it on to someone that does. And it wasn't my cup of tea. So I knew Daryl liked it. So it's gone from Regina to Southern Ontario up to the North Pole where Daryl lives. So it's a well-traveled record.
That is true.
So there you go. Glad you like it, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. No, it's good stuff. Good stuff.
All right. What's your connection there?
All right. Tim? So the easy cop out would have been Hootie and the Blowfish, right?
Right.
I'm like, well, I won't do that. So I went, and I didn't want to do Bob Dylan because apparently Wagon Wheel traces back to Bob Dylan, which I didn't know. But Sheryl Crow does. I guess she does a duet on that album, the Darius Rucker album. So I picked Sheryl Crow. She does a duet. What does she do? The duet for Love Without You?
Yeah, Love Without You. That's right. Yeah.
Love Without You. So I'll go Sheryl Crow.
As will I.
Oh, I was hoping you would show Kid Rock. Kid Rock and Sheryl Crow.
They could have.
Oh, damn. Nice. Okay.
At least I didn't show Tuesday Night Music Club. I figured I'd show something different.
That would have been. I was like, oh, please show Kid Rock.
Nah.
As like the next next step.
I don't know if you've heard this, Tim. This is live at the Capitol Theater on the 2017 Be Myself tour.
Mm-hmm.
It's not very good. It's not very good. If you want a live Sheryl Crow record, get the live at the Ryman. It's outstanding. This is just kind of, it's not very good. Not very good. And you and I are both anxiously awaiting Sheryl Crow's self-titled album to arrive.
Yeah, it's on the way. It should be here like tomorrow or Friday.
Mine's probably going to be like Monday or so. Record Hound, good evening. How you doing, man? Thanks for joining us.
Good
We're doing
evening.
connections tonight. You know, the episode where one person picks a bunch of records and we see what we can connect with theirs. So, back to Daryl. What's your next one on your list?
All right, so we've gone from country, and now we're going back to prog rock. Now, I mean, I could tell the story again. I don't know if you guys want to hear it again, but I could tell the story of the first concert I really remember going to with my parents in Quebec City. And it was at the what's the name of that place? It's like almost like an Olympic kind of stadium type thing. It's an outdoor circular kind of venue. And I remember sitting there with my dad still to this day. And when I talked to my mom about this, I've asked my mom about it a few times, and she doesn't even remember taking me and my brother, but we did go because my mom and my mom's twin sister and my younger brother went and sat in a different part of the stadium. And me and my dad were kind of towards the back and we're a little up higher. And all you could see and all you could smell was just weed everywhere. That's what I remember. But the thing is why we could smell the weed is there was a group of bikers that was in like Hell's Angel bikers. And they had like the Mohawk spikes. And of course, my dad being the guy that he is, he's just like looking at me and he was like laughing. And then after the show, my dad said he wished he could have taken a lawnmower to their heads because couldn't see anything, right? All we could do was listen to the music and smell weed. And of course, he didn't want to like tap them on the back in their leather jackets and go, hey, could you move your head? My kid's trying to watch kind of thing. It was an Emerson, Lake and Palmer concert. Emerson, Lake and Palmer concert, which is kind of funny that I think it was in 91 or 92 that I went. And that's the first concert I ever had. The reason that I picked this album is I actually think it's one of the coolest covers ever. It's one of these ones that opens up. It's just got, you know, you go from the skeleton to the, I guess beauty versus death, I guess, in the middle. And it's the Brain Salad Surgery album if you're not familiar with it. So I mean they're more obviously famous for like their song Lucky Man and stuff like that, but this one here comes with a poster booklet and everything. And see this one here has even got the this one here even's got the holes in it and everything like that. So it's a pretty neat lyric sheet and everything that's in the middle. So yeah, I mean, if you're not familiar with Emerson, Lake and Palmer, if you're not into prog music, I mean, they do everything from like epic, or what are those called? More like everything as a story all the way from start to finish. They're those kinds of albums. But yeah, I think this one's a little like, if you're not into prog music, it's definitely palatable. Probably better off going with the one that has Lucky Man on it. But I think it's a cool album, cool cover, the die cut and all that. So yeah, went with Emerson, Lake and Palmer just so I could share that story again about me and my dad sitting there sniffing a bunch of weed with Hell's Angels bikers sitting in front of us at a 1992 Emerson, Lake and Palmer concert. What do you got, Tim? What do you got?
So that was your first concert?
That was the first concert I ever went to. I was brought. I think what it is we went to go visit family in Quebec City because my grandmother was still alive, and they just couldn't find a babysitter, so they were like, "Yeah, let's take the kids to the ELP concert."
Nice. So funny enough,
I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go say goodnight to my son. So take it away, Tim.
This artist was my first concert.
Really?
Funnily enough, and it's two connections. Is that bonus
funny.
points? Is that bonus points? So one. I guess Jeff Young engineered that album, who also engineered or worked with Elton John. Ooh. And Elton John was the first concert that I actually paid money to go see. My first concert actually technically was Amanda Marshall in 1996. She was up and coming. Like
really?
That debut album that we always talk about a lot. It basically just come out and she was kind of promoting it. And she played my high school and we all kind of she's coming to our school. Let's go take class break and go see this musician that's coming through town, wants to play music for us. So wasn't really, but this was my first paid like concert.
Yeah,
And-
so this one here wasn't my first paid concert. Obviously, my parents paid for that. My first paid concert.
But I mean,
Spirit
like
of the
concert that I wanted, like that I'm like I want to go.
Yeah,
see.
yeah. So the first one that I paid for that I wanted to go to was actually Spirit of the West.
Oh,
They
cool.
came up to my hometown that I grew up in, and they performed in front of like 100 people.
Jesus.
Yeah,
And the only reason why I'm showing this pile of hunk of crap is because I don't play it. But
what is the hit song on that?
oh, there isn't one. Victim of Love, Johnny Be Good, Born. Like there's it's a stinking pile of crap. This is when he was like, this is when he was heavily in the white stuff.
What year is
And-
that?
80.
Oh
I
man,
think it's 80. 79. Yeah. So the only reason why, like, this is the first time holding this. It just gives me an excuse to hold this record, really.
fair enough. Because
Well,
I know
oh,
that there's
this
another album that he did in the mid '80s, which was an even bigger bust than that one. It didn't even have it had a single that didn't even make the top 40. I think
Yeah.
that one has at least one.
I don't think so, man. Unless
No?
Victim
No.
of Love was a single.
Maybe.
Like Born Bad is not. Street Boogie is not. Spotlight's not. Thunder in the Night, no. Johnny Be Good, certainly not. That's the album.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
That's
bad.
funny.
Yeah.
No, I would love to have gone and seen a Elton John concert. I know he still performs, but
Yeah,
Um,
my first Elton John show was in '97. I just moved to Ottawa from Nova Scotia, and in Nova Scotia, there's nothing. There's no one goes through there.
yeah.
So
I know
this was like
my brother has seen him a couple of times.
Yeah.
In Toronto, I think.
He's great.
So Rob, Tim just did a double connection.
Oh boy. Okay. How'd you do it?
Well, Daryl's first concert and my first concert, but the connection the connection was Jeff Young,
Okay.
who was an engineer.
Okay. Right on. Okay. This was the hardest one for me.
It was tough.
So I went, let me check my notes here.
I wanted to show King Crimson, but I don't have any King Crimson.
So I was very happy when I made this connection because I know that Daryl is going to be very excited when he sees this record.
God,
Nickelback?
tell me it's not ABBA.
Nickelback.
Frickin' ABBA.
Ow.
So apparently one of the lyricists that was brought in to help the band write that album was a guy named Peter Steinfeld, who worked with I can never pronounce her name, Agnetha,
Okay.
when she went solo. So he co-wrote one of her solo records, which I don't have, so we're gonna make do with an ABBA record. So the connection is Peter Steinfeld, who was a lyricist.
Okay.
See, Richard's all over this. You need more ABBA. This is The Visitors from 1981. Not one of my favorites. So it has When All Is Said and Done, One of Us, and Slipping Through My Fingers. Those are like the only notable tracks on this. There are many better ABBA records, but I don't think I've ever shown The Visitors. So I still need 2 more ABBA records before I have them all. And you need them all.
Rob, you will be excited to know ABBA's not one of them, but if you when you have the time to watch my video that dropped today, I do show a disco album.
Ooh, I'm not into disco. ABBA's not disco to me, except for Dancing Queen.
Oh no, the one that I show though, I can't remember if you like these guys or not. But anyway,
Is it the Bee Gees?
no,
Okay,
but I
thank
do
God.
I do like the Bee Gees, but I like their earlier stuff.
Okay. I
Yeah.
have not had time to watch any YouTube today because today was a to say stressful day at work would probably be an understatement. So hopefully tonight I'll get around to watch some. So I'll check it out. I was very excited when I could make an ABBA connection, though.
Hey, whenever you can make an ABBA connection, I mean, I try to make Nickelback connections all the time.
I know you do. Okay. Brings it back to Daryl. What's the next pick on your list?
Okay, so my next pick on my list, I've shown this before for some reason. I don't know why, but I don't talk about this guy too often. And the biggest thing about this musician is the only reason I'd even heard of this guy is I think I talked about this where I watch The Voice every now and again, but I hate The Voice USA. I prefer like Voice of Norway and Europe and stuff like that. And there was an episode of The Voice. I think it was either the Netherlands or Belgium. There's a guy by the name of Vim that showed up, and he did a cover of this musician's song "Jealousy." So Frankie Miller was he can't perform anymore. So there's kind of a tragic story to this. So he's a Scottish blues rock, I guess we would call this. I find so this album here, when I was reading about it, they said it kind of his music kind of strayed where radio stations were kind of comparing him to things like Foreigner. So he went from like a blues rock to more of a rock. And this has Jealousy on it. And I was listening to it again today, and it's really good. Like if you like blues rock or 80s rock, check this out. The weird thing about this is if you purchase this album, a lot of the ones that are on like Discogs or on eBay are the Russian version. So there's a Russian cover and stuff like that you can get, but I managed to get the English version of this. So, yeah, I mean, he's not a well-known musician, but he did in 1974, actually, he with Phil Lynott of, what's the name of the band now? I can't remember the name of them. Not Judas Priest. Damn it. Anyway, Phil Lynott. I'm having trouble remembering who it is. Anyway, he did a song with Phil Lynott. And yeah, that's how he's known. Tragically, though, in
Thin Lizzy,
1993, 94, he was working with three musicians. I don't know if they were going to create like a super group or not, but he had an aneurysm or something like that. Thin Lizzy, that's right, Thin Lizzy. So he had like an aneurysm, and he was in a coma for 6 months.
Ooh.
And when he woke from the coma, he couldn't talk, and he couldn't sing or anything like that. So there are two albums that were kind of recorded in like I think like 2006 or 16, something like that, and then there's a single that was released against the Russian invasion, of course, of the Ukraine. But it's all kind of taken like voiceovers of his music that was recorded to kind of create a new album because he physically can't sing anymore. But yeah, no, I think he's kind of an under the radar guy, Scottish musician, like I said, blues rock. I think it's good. One of these days, if I can find more of his solo albums, I'll pick them up.
What you need is what Russ got here. ABBA's Helicopter record, which is called Arrival. I think that might be one of the best. All right. What's your connection there, Tim?
All right, so I've got Ricky Miller. Okay, through producer.
Oh, I just picked that up the other day.
I saw your video. I saw your video.
I just picked it up. That's hilarious.
Cool.
There it is.
It's such a cool cover, eh?
Yeah.
Like when you look really like it's a lion, but when you look really close, it's got all these like it's got this alien here, like crossing his arms, his legs.
I just think the lettering, like how they wrote Santana down the side there, I think is the coolest font.
It's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, I like this. So yeah, it was basically the connection was Barry Beckett, who produced both the albums. So yeah, thought I'd pull this one out too much, so I thought this would be a good time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't listen to Santana as much as I should, but he's great. This is I think this is the big one, eh?
Yeah, that one's like that's got what Evil Ways, I think, is on that, eh?
Yeah.
It's got Jingo.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah. I don't think I have it. I want to get the album that has Oye Como Va on it. That's my favorite Santana song.
Yeah.
Or Black Magic Woman. That's got some crazy guitar in it, that one.
That's fantastic. Great Fleetwood Mac cover. All right.
Santana.
This was a kind of a tough one too. But in thanks to the old Google box here, it told me that Frankie Miller album was recorded at Muscle Shoals with the Muscle Shoals backing band,
That's a good one.
which is, you've heard of like the Wrecking Crew. Muscle Shoals is another one of those bands that played on everybody's albums. They were just some of the best session musicians ever. So I have a few albums that they happen to play on, but we just went with one individual specifically. The bass player on that album from the Muscle Shoals band is a guy named David Hood, who also plays bass on Levon Helm's self-titled album. So, there's also a bunch of other folks on here, like, some of Booker T's band is on here, which is also the Blues Brothers band. Some of those guys are on here. Because this was recorded in Hollywood, but this was also recorded at Muscle Shoals in Alabama. So, yeah, you got David Hood on bass on Levon's self-titled album from 1978. So this is the one before the one that you found at the radio station for me, Daryl. This is the one that came before that. So
Yeah.
So there you go. The connection.
You've never shown that before. That's
no, I don't think I have. I have this one, and then I have the one that you sent me, and then I've got the RCO All Stars, and then I've got a couple Midnight Ramble albums. So, there you go. The Swampers, yes, exactly.
Swampers.
So big, obviously Levon Helm fan. So,
yeah.
There you go.
I think you're a bigger Levon Helm fan than a Robbie Robertson fan.
Ooh, that's tough because on one hand, I don't need to be large for this. Robertson was kind of a genius songwriter. But on the other hand, there's just something about Levon's, Arkansas drawl and the way he plays drums that
He adds a lot of flavor to the band, eh?
Yeah, I don't know. They're both they're the two guys in the band that I like the most.
I like Garth. I think he's just crazy.
I've heard some stories about Garth because my friend Bob has recorded with him a few times, and
Cool.
apparently just the kindest man. But I've heard some stories. But yeah, I don't know, Robertson or Helm. I mean, Robertson, colossal fucking wanker. But I love his songwriting. I don't know. Little column A, or as my son would go, 6'7".
6'7".
We're outlawing that.
I can't wait for 26 to be over with that. You're guaranteed they'll come up with some other friggin' number.
I have developed the new parenting approach that if my son does something that annoys the hell out of me, I love my son. He's my favorite person in the world. But he's a 10-year-old boy, and he's annoying as hell, as all 10-year-old boys are. So I have developed the parenting strategy that if he does something that annoys me, I'm going to annoy him back 10 times over. And it's very easy for me to do as a parent because I'm not cool because I'm a parent. So anytime he's like 6'7", I'm like 8, 9. And I do it in front of his friends. He goes, Dad, you're embarrassing me. I go, good, then fucking stop it. Okay. So, yeah. There you go. Parenting 101. I don't know. All right. What's next on your list there, Daryl?
Well, next on my list, I had I had seriously toyed with the idea, and I know that none of us would have had a problem with this. I seriously toyed with the idea of choosing Canadian artists only tonight.
Well, that
But
would
then I
be
decided,
fun.
our viewership might go down a little bit if I do that. Who knows?
Well, listen, there's only just over 1,000 people watching right now, so
Yes, that's true. That's true. So I went with my favorite French musician, and I think that this album here is probably, if it's not the first, it's the second one that had any major hits in Canada, at least on the Canadian airwaves. So Gino Vanelli, Power People. I made a mistake when I sent it to you guys, because I actually named it the People Gotta Move, which is the main hit from this album. So if you are not familiar with me talking about Gino Vanelli and his music, it's kind of like electronic jazz, but he's also got just electronic rock or jazz rock, jazz fusion. I would even argue that some of his albums in the late 70s even border on like elevator music or mall music to a degree. But and then he got into like the typical 80s Canadian rock style of the early 80s and all that with the Brother to Brother album, which is fantastic. But yeah, no, I think that this album here was his first real realm into the Canadian charts. And People Gotta Move, if you haven't heard People Gotta Move, yeah, definitely check that song out. I mean, it's definitely early 70s Canadian music, but it's definitely the start. I would say that this album is almost the starting point with Gino Vanelli. If you want to delve early in his career, but I would also go with the Brother to Brother album if you want to check out his more, I guess, popular stuff. I think Brother to Brother, I think, is 1978, and then the Black Cars album is really good too. So, Powerful People, Gino Vanelli. What you got, Tim?
Richard's upset that there's no Glass Tiger or Blue Rodeo tonight.
Well, we've only got two more to go after this. If depending on where we are time wise, I might just have to like do a random poll, and you guys need to connect.
Ooh, okay.
Live one.
All right. I'm trying to connect Blue Rodeo on the fly right now to Gino Vanelli. So.
Yeah.
Carry on
Okay,
there.
so I had to move to the associate producer for that album, who is none other than the Herb Alpert.
Ooh,
And I've got this. So,
signed, autographed.
Of course.
ole,
To Tim.
ole.
That guy
I don't know
must be
what-
like almost 90 years old now.
Yeah. It's good. I only have two Herb Alpert albums, so I had to go with this one. I think you picked up this recently too, eh?
I'm not gonna spoil the video. I've already shown two now.
Yeah.
I can't spoil the video anymore.
It was totally coincidental. I was watching and I'm like, "Are you kidding? Are you kidding?" Like I was watching it like an hour before coming on. Are you kidding? So Herb Alpert.
I'll be right back. I gotta get a drink.
Which so many.
Okay. Where did Daryl go?
I don't know.
Daryl just disappeared. I just
Weird.
disappeared.
Going to
Good thing
get
you
something.
didn't disappear. You're holding the fort. We got to wait for Daryl to come back before I can go. So we'll just.
Yeah, I saw Herb Alpert last year, was it 2 years ago?
Sam just saw him last
yeah,
week.
he saw him
with
last
his mom.
week. I saw him when he came through Canada. I think it was 2 years ago. He came through Kingston. I went to Kingston to go see him.
All right, so this is an important question. We could kill an entire hour talking about this. What, and so could you, Tim. So we'll both give our opinions on this.
What's
What
that?
do we think of the new Beatles Rubber Soul Super Deluxe?
Fuck. Yeah.
I'll go first. Did I buy it? Yes, I bought it. Am I happy about it? No, I am not happy about it. I don't think it's worth it, but I bought the vinyl edition because I have all the other Super Deluxes. So the OCD part of me goes, I have to get it. You know, the Beatles lately have been a lot of cash grabs. Anthology 4 was a cash grab. The Anthology Remaster was a cash grab. And the Red and Blue was a cash grab. I didn't do the Red and the Blue because that was pointless. I did do Anthology 4 to complete the set. This box set, diminishing returns, but I figured, you know, I have to do it. And I think, Tim, you're probably of the same opinion. You and I have talked about it offline.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got everything else, you're kind of stuck, right?
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, you could just get this, but I'm like, I got to have the boxes. I got the other boxes. So
I know. But
I hope they don't do any more.
I'm not a completionist, but pretty close.
Yeah.
Like I don't need everything, especially in the last few years. I haven't gotten everything.
Yeah.
But,
I kind of am with the Beatles.
Yeah.
So, okay. My connection to Gino Vanelli, I'm going to do a twofer connection to Gino Vanelli because he's so. Now, you know what? Screw it. I'm only going to do a one for. I'm not going to show that connection because this connection is better. Ready? Because Richard asked for it, my connection to Gino Vanelli is Blue Rodeo. So, Richard, write down the score. What is the connection? The connection is both Jim and Greg, the lead singers and founders of Blue Rodeo, a few years ago were enshrined into the Canadian Songwriters Hall of Fame, as was Gino Vanelli just a couple years ago. So there's the connection. They're both in the Canadian Songwriters Hall of Fame. This is Blue Rodeo's album, In Our Nature, from 2013. Not one of my favorites, to be quite honest. It's okay. They had one moderate popular song called New Morning Sun, which unless you're in Canada, you've never heard. And even if you're in Canada, you probably never heard it. Album's okay. Some of their later stuff is, not as good as some of the earlier stuff.
Yeah.
But
I saw that record. I saw that record in Kingston. I was this close.
You should have bought it. You should have. How much do they want for it?
Not much. 30,
you should have bought it.
$25-$30.
I would have bought it. It's not bad. Like, here's the thing: none of their albums are bad. They're all really good.
Mm-hmm.
But if you hold this up against Lost Together or 5 Days or Diamond Mine, it doesn't hold a candle to
No,
those.
of course. The last good album were, like, for me, before they kind of went this way, in my opinion,
Right.
Small Miracles. I did like Small Miracles.
That album's okay.
And then after that, I don't know, they were kind of wavering for me.
So for me, the last amazing album was Palace of Gold.
Okay, that's a
Man,
decent-
I wish
good
that
one.
was on vinyl. That's a fantastic record. And then they're all sort of okay until you get to Thousand Arms, which I love Thousand Arms. That's a fantastic album. If you haven't heard it, it's very good.
I've heard all their albums, yeah.
Yeah. So the stuff in the middle, it's all very good, but just in comparison to their other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anyway, that's the connection to Gino Vanelli. So now Richard's happy he got to see some Blue Rodeo tonight.
So without talking about it, what was the other connection going to be?
Well, the other was going to be Carole King's Tapestry because they were both mastered by Bernie Grundman.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But that's a lame connection. This is better. All right.
Up next, I have shown this. This is like the mega hit album for Lionel Richie, Can't Slow Down, and it's the gatefold. I think I've shown this before. Yeah, he's standing there. I don't know what he's doing. Going down the fireman's pole, or I don't know what he's doing. And one of those cheesy 80s gatefolds there. But yeah, no, this has like so many hits on it. Can't Slow Down, All Night Long, Penny Lovers, Stuck on You, Running with the Night, and Hello. Those are all singles, I believe, from this album. So this is really good. I don't shy away from Lionel Richie. I do have a few of his albums. Of course, I think I've got 3 or 4 Commodores albums. There's just something about the R&B, soul, kind of soft rock stuff that he does that's I don't know, always gravitated to. Like I think we've kind of talked about this. Like, you and I are not Stevie Wonder fans.
No.
But I do, and I'm not saying that they're the same artist, because they're not. But they have similar styles, and I find Lionel Richie is a little more palatable for me.
Sure.
And I would go to him. Not to say that I don't appreciate Stevie Wonder. I do have a couple of his records, but I like this guy better.
Okay. All right. Record Hound, believe it or not. Oh, and I absolutely believe it, Record Hound. Anytime you say you've got something, I absolutely believe it. I Can't Slow Down, an 8-track from Columbia House. That's fantastic.
Columbia House.
Okay. What's your connection to Lionel Richie?
So, looking at the personnel on that album, we have one Abe Laboriel, who is the father of Abe Laboriel Jr., who is the drummer for this guy.
Yeah.
Paul McCartney. So had to connect a couple of dots to get there, but
all good.
Yeah. No, I know he's on this. I picked this one just because I know he's on this album. Pretty much everything from 2005 on, I think he's been on. Maybe 2010, actually. Yeah.
Excuse me. All
So
right.
Able to make a McCartney connection.
There you go. I went a similar route with people that appear on that record. I also went the drummer route, just a different drummer.
Okay. Phew.
And I went this way.
Oh.
And the connection is on that Lionel Richie album, one of the drummers is one Jeff Porcaro from Toto. And again, I don't have any Toto records, but I'm looking for Toto 4. But Jeff Porcaro actually plays drums on one song on The Wall, and he plays drums on Mother. So there you go. Pink Floyd to Lionel Richie. Not a connection that I would have thought was possible, because they could not be more different. But you know what? Those guys from Toto, Lukather, and Porcaro, and some of the other guys, they have been on, again, like the Muscle Shoals Band, and like the guys from Pet Sounds, the name totally escapes me, the Wrecking Crew. Mm-hmm. They're on hundreds or thousands of albums, right? And same with the guys from Toto. They've actually done more session work than anything else. So I could have gone Michael Jackson, because Porcaro's done some drums for Michael Jackson, but I already did that. So we went Pink Floyd, just because I was quite surprised that there was a connection between Lionel Richie and Pink Floyd.
He's been on Roger Waters' solo records too.
There you go. I don't need Toto Records. I need Toto Record. I just need number 4. That's it. It's got Africa and Rosanna. Yeah. So, okay. We're down to the last one.
And then depending on how much time we got, I might just do you tell me.
All right.
Okay, so the last one is I picked this one up about, I'd like to say 3 months ago. Bought it for a decent price. I think it was on Amazon or something like that. So the first album that I ever owned by these guys was Throwing Copper, and then I went back to their debut album. So it's the band Live and their debut album, Mental Jewelry. which I think is the least, like so many debut albums, it's the least refined album by these guys. I mean, it's alternative, but they're kind of like if you look at the album cover, it's not a religious album by any means, but he was into, like, Ed Kowalczyk, the lead singer, was kind of into like the whole like religions from like India and stuff like that. He was kind of toying with that spiritualism stuff, and so there's a lot of that kind of thing on this album. But I think, to me, this is like my favorite album by Live. Oddly enough, an ex-girlfriend of mine and I used to listen to this all the time when I was in high school. Pain Lies on the Riverside is a really good song. Beauty of Grey is really good. 10,000 Years Pieces Now is really good, the closing track. So I think that this is really good. I wish that Secret Samadhi, which is the third album, if memory serves me correct, was repressed on vinyl. To get Secret Samadhi, the third album, on vinyl is hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Throwing Copper is easy to get. Mental Jewelry is pretty easy to get. So if you like, I mean, Live isn't going to be for everyone, and Ed Kowalczyk is kind of a jerk. He left the band and he kind of screwed over some of the band members. But yeah, no, I've always liked them up until there was an album they did, I believe it was in 2000, and then after that, I just couldn't do Live anymore. But yeah,
All right.
kind of fit in with all those other alternative bands of the 90s.
All right. Record Hound. I will buy that off you. Absolutely. If you sell it to me, I got to come down to St. Catharines probably in the next 2-3 weeks. So we'll hook up and we'll grab a coffee or something. So if you sell it to me, I will happily buy it from you, sir. Okay. Tim, I'm surprised I've never seen Toto 4 anywhere. In 5 or 6 years of looking for it, never seen a copy anywhere, which strikes me as bizarre. But all right, what's your connection there, Tim?
This one's a pretty straight connection. After 11 Google dumpster dives for this one, I'm like, all right, well, I'm just gonna pull this one out. Throwing Copper, Live. It's the only Live album that I have,
And it's autographed.
and it's autographed.
So what was it like to get the autograph from Ed?
Okay, so
Because everything I've heard about him, he's an arrogant.
he was heavily, like, he came off the bus. So we saw him, we called to him. He's like, oh, hold on. He gets on his bus. 20 minutes goes by. And he comes out and he's like, he's clearly been smoking, right? And he's really high. He's going on about like how great the pot is here. And now I got him to sign this like kind of in the winter. And he's going on how cold Canada is and he can't stand it. And he can't wait to go back. And he's just going on. He's like, he's signing my record and he's like, give them a good deal. Give them a good deal. I'm like, it's for my collection, dude. So he was an interesting character. Yeah. That's good. I'm glad I got him.
Yeah.
It's the only record I have.
All right. I had to get on the old Google Box because I don't know a hell of a lot about Live, to be quite honest. But according to Wikipedia, it says many of the songs in Mental Jewelry are based on the writings of Indian philosopher, a whole bunch of consonants I can't pronounce, Jiddu Krishnamurti. I have probably really butchered that, and my apologies. I'm not very cultured. So anyway, he was an Indian philosopher. So these are based on Indian stuff. So the automatic first place that I went with when I heard Indian is I thought about the Beatles and Rishikesh when they were studying transcendental meditation with Maharishi Mahesh Yogi. And that immediately made me think of there's a couple Beatles songs that George went real hard into the Indian stuff with the sitar and all that. Like Norwegian Wood was fine because it was a song that had a sitar, but it wasn't an Indian song. And not that I have anything against Indian songs. I'm digging myself a hole here. But his other really Indian songs just do not interest me at all. I just don't have an appreciation for the musicality, if that makes sense. Not insult, just that is my personal preference. So to that end, off of Mono Masters, The Inner Light, I think, is probably the Indianist of the Indian-inspired songs that George Harrison did when they got back from India. So there's the other one on Sgt. Pepper, Within You, Without You. Very sitar, and the vocals are very sort of Indian-inspired. So, yeah, not among my least favorite Beatles songs, but that's what I thought of. Mono Masters, or there's Past Masters, are all the singles and B-sides that weren't on the stereo or on the studio albums. So there you go. Grab Mono Masters if you can. It's better than Past Masters, but there you go. The Inner Light.
Right on.
Okay, so we got a few more minutes to kill. Why don't you do a random poll, Daryl, and then we'll see if Tim and I can come up with a on the fly.
I'm just gonna go like this. If it's like a terrible record, I'm not gonna bother. But
Richard's saying took me ages to get Mono Masters on vinyl. I was I'm going to say that I was smart when in reality I was poor. when they did the mono remasters in 2014, I couldn't afford the box, so I bought all of them individually, which included buying Mono Masters at the same time. So glad that I did. Couldn't afford the box then. I certainly can't afford the box now. Couldn't even afford it when they reissued it last year. So thankful that I picked them all up. I've got Past Masters on stereo as well. So I had to get them because when I was first getting into the Beatles, I wore out Past Masters Volume 1 and 2 on CD. Like those CDs just got destroyed. I listened to them so much because there's many things I love about the Beatles, but their singles are outstanding and the B-sides are even better. So, all right, what you got there?
Let's see. I picked out Steve Winwood's Back in the High Life.
Okay. So tell us about that record, and Tim and I will see what we can come up with.
All right. So Steve Winwood, Back in the High Life, 1980s. This is the one that has Higher Love on it. Back in the High Life, The Finer Things. Probably his more famous 80s album. And of course, Steve Winwood was one of the members of the band Traffic back in the 1960s, which I tried to find Traffic while I was on vacation. Couldn't find any because I really want to get some. But yeah, no, anything by Steve Winwood I think is really good. We're talking like, pop or soft rock, 1980s, late 70s. Arc of a Diver is a good album. The Chronicles one, which is kind of a greatest hits, maybe 80s, if you want to look at it that way. But yeah, no, he's just an all-around, I think, stellar singer from the UK. So that is Back in the High Life, and I remember it all the time being played on AM FM radio when I was a kid. So there we go.
Okay, I have a connection already. Look at that, I'm so fast. So my connection with Steve Winwood is Eric Clapton. And I just pulled this at random. So this is Clapton's Crossroad. It's kind of his definitive box set up to about the mid-'80s. So it has Yardbirds, it has Clapton and John Mayall, it has the Blues Breakers, Cream, Blind Fate, Delaney and Bonnie, Derek and the Dominoes, and then a bunch of Clapton solo stuff. Winwood and Clapton have done a ton of stuff together. He was part of Blind Faith and some other. I seem to remember my dad had some albums that were Clapton and Winwood. So there you go. Eric Clapton is my Steve Winwood connection.
The one I wanted to show I couldn't find fast enough. I don't know. I misplaced it. So, where is it? So, the guitar on Higher Love is Nile Rodgers, who is also famous for working with, I wanted to show Daft Punk, because that would have been cool.
Mhm.
But I can't find it. So I'll go with Madonna.
There you go.
There you go. Oh, Ray of Light. That Ray of Light is probably, so if I were to buy all of Madonna's albums, I think Ray of Light would be the last one that I would.
That's where you get
purchase.
off the train.
Yeah, I think after Ray of
Same with
Light,
me.
That was
It had,
like late 90s,
It
I think. Wasn't
yeah.
had real late 90s. It had Nothing Really Matters, which is okay. The Power of Goodbye, which is okay. It was very like electro, eh? Like
Yeah,
the whole album is a little more.
because then after that, I think is the album where she did that song Music, which is like so auto-tuned. Like
yeah,
I can't stand it.
yeah, she went off.
Yeah, I think that the Ray of Light album is a good album, and I think it's the last,
Of the good stuff.
personally for me, the last good album she ever did.
I agree. Same with me. Yep.
Richard's looking for that one. So there you go.
Okay.
Do we want to do one more real quick, or do we want to wrap this thing up?
It's up to you two.
Let's do one more. That was fun.
Let's do it.
One more, and then we'll wrap it up.
I'll make it easy on you guys this time.
Here's Brian tuning in. 2 hours already. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in, though, man. Welcome. We're just wrapping up a Connections episode. So Daryl's
right.
pulled some records, and we've see what we could do to connect to those records.
Here we go. I'll make it
Hold
easy on you guys.
All right.
You too. Octung Baby.
All right. That's easy.
So yeah, Joe actually sent this to me. Purchased it. This is the one I remember most from when I was in high school. I mean, it's got what's on this? I forget now, but I'm into the bifocal stuff now too with glasses. Who's Gonna Ride Your Wild Horses? One. That's one of my favorite U2 songs, Mysterious Ways.
All right. I'm back again. First
Okay.
again.
I got it.
Yeah, so this is the last album. Well, this is the album before Rob's favorite one,
Oh, yes.
Zooropa. So, yeah, this even comes with the Sound of Vinyl code and everything on it. It's anniversary edition. So pretty heavyweight though, 180. I think it's either 180 or 200, something like that. It's pretty weighted albums, but yeah, this is what I remember of U2 when I was in high school.
Okay. My first inclination was to pull Robbie Robertson's solo album because
For
U2
the
was on
fuck
that.
for the God's sakes.
But I didn't. So hold on. Settle down now.
Okay.
Instead, I pulled Green Day because on the 18 singles album or compilation, which I do have, but I didn't bother pulling it. Green Day was closer. Green Day and U2 did a song called The Saints, which, if I'm not mistaken, was recorded at Abbey Road. So they did one song together. So that's my connection to U2 is Green Day. Now you can go, Tim.
Okay. Well, instead of showing, I won't show it anymore. But okay. So that was gonna show that.
Okay, hold on. Who's that signed by?
So
Who's that?
that's Daniel Lanois.
Okay.
That's his autograph.
Okay.
And this is Manu Cachet, the drummer.
Okay. Well, this is one time where I can say, Tim, I got you beat. And I'm going to
Okay.
beat you right now.
Okay.
Robbie Roberts.
Yeah, I know.
So,
Good night, guys.
good night. We're done now.
No, I know. I'm jealous of that one.
All right, go ahead. Sorry to interrupt. It's not very often I can beat you on an autograph, and that's probably the only time.
That's a big one.
Yeah. All right. So Robertson's solo album. Tell us all
So
about
yeah.
it.
I was just, I mean, I could have pulled Daniel Lanois, anything
Yeah.
that he's done, but this is the fastest one. Easy.
So I talk to Chris Mann every day, and he just texted me today that just arrived at his house in Wales because he
Oh,
don't
yeah?
have it online. So because we'd been yammering about it so much.
It's so good, eh?
It is
Mhm.
so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. Yep. Richard is saying my connection will be Big Country, The Crossings, and the Steve
Crossing.
Lillywhite connection. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I love these connections episodes, guys. That was fun. 2 hours went by just like nothing. That was a lot of fun.
And it went by without a hitch too. Like, no issues. You fixed it.
You know, and it baffles me because it's the same setup I've always used. I always use this boom mic that's here, but apparently that wasn't working tonight. And my speakers are right here because I have my laptop plugged into a docking station, and then there's a monitor beside it because I also work at this desk. And those are the speakers I always use. I never had a problem until tonight. So I don't know what the hell went wrong, but using the onboard mic on the webcam and using headphones and good to know, I guess, that was the issue because tomorrow night I'm going to guest on Concert Buddy's Surface Noise live stream. So good thing I got my audio bugs worked out tonight, I guess. So I don't want to be the guest screwing up someone else's live stream. It's one thing to screw up my own live stream and, it's my fault, but I don't want to screw up someone else's. So yeah. Anyway, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night. I'm going to be on Surface Noise. I don't even know what we're talking about, but I'll be there, pretending to be as smart as the people on that panel. I said to Chance, I go, man, you really sure you want money? He goes, yeah. I go, your stream is way deeper than ours, man. Ours is just glorified show and tell, and we have fun. I said, I'm not. You guys get into the issues and debate shit. I go, that's hitting above my weight class. He goes, nah. It is what it is. So, what's going on in your world, Tim? You're going to disappear for a couple weeks?
Yeah. So I got a couple of shows before I have to take off to Nova Scotia for 11 days. So
hopefully you can catch Baldwin when you're out there.
Yeah, so I'm gonna. Well, I mean, he doesn't have any. I checked. He doesn't have any shows. He's actually just getting back from Edmonton. When I'm heading, he's in Edmonton right now touring.
Gotcha.
So he's not even in the province. But I will check out Little Lorraine.
Good.
I will make a point to go because we're doing some whale watching and
cool.
we're basically doing the Cabot Trail. We're gonna circle around. So when we get to the east side, we're gonna stop in at Little Lorraine, and I'm staying with my family.
Cool.
So
Right on.
Yeah,
that'll be fun.
Yeah.
What do you mean moving on up? Like, are you saying we're like Bush League compared to? I just said they're smarter than we are. We're just this is fun. This is no homework required. Those guys are. I'm not saying their show's better. It's a different thing. Moving up. See if we have you on again, Record Hound. I'm totally kidding, of course. Daryl, what's new with you? You're back from camping. You bought some records, so you got a video up on the channel.
Back from camping, had a video, dropped today. While I was gone all summer, I had like 5 or 6 videos that went up just on a timer. So I'm trying to get caught up on comments. I have like a whole pile of comments that I gotta get caught up on. So, and I don't just want to do the whole like thumb up, here's a heart. I actually want to reply. So it's gonna take me a few days, I think.
I don't have that problem.
Back into the swing of things because I gotta help my daughter move next weekend. We just got to get her stuff out of her old apartment and driven to her new place. And then the following week, I am back to work again because we start
already.
Well, remember I get that October break,
that's right. You got the hunting break. That's right.
So I go back a week early. Well, everybody I talk to, like you guys go back late this year. Like what is it, the 8th of September or something like that? Yeah. That's just crazy. So yeah. So that's the deal with me is my wife is already back to work and couple weeks, I'll be back to work, and then you'll be hearing me talk about my stressful days again.
So, you're gone for how many weeks, Tim? 3?
Yeah.
All right. So we'll find, I mean, we always try and find a guest host, but we definitely need to find a guest host for next week. Richard, Record Hound will probably hit you up sometime in the next couple of weeks. We haven't had Curtis on in a while. I know he's busy lobster fishing, so I don't know if he's got time, but I know Christmas Styles Meets Vinyl had 2 babies, so I know he's got his hands full. But
where does Curtis live? I wonder.
I
Like
think
North Bay area.
Oh, is
No,
it
no,
North Bay?
Curtis. You mean Curtis, Young LP Lovers?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's in Dartmouth,
Dartmouth.
or in that general area, I believe. So, yeah. So we'll figure out something, Daryl. You and I got to come up with a topic, and we'll find someone. Maybe we can get Sam or somebody to join us one of those weeks. I know Sam said he wanted to a couple weeks ago, but he was busy. So we'll see what we can do. We'll get someone on. We'll talk about something. So
Oh yeah, we'll figure it out.
yeah, and in typical fashion, we'll do it last minute, like on Monday next week or something.
Oh.
So, all right, guys, that was a lot of fun. To everyone that tuned in tonight, thank you very much for joining us. We love chatting with you, and for anyone that's going to watch this later on, like Chris Mann, who's in bed sleeping, hashtag get Chris to Canada. You missed it last week, Daryl. We had almost convinced Chris Mann to just on his weekend off hop on a plane from Wales to Toronto because you can get a direct flight from Cardiff to Toronto.
You could see the hamster wheel moving. Like he was
Right?
seriously considering it.
Just so that he could come to my place. I said, I'll pick you up at the airport. We'll come to my house. We'll watch Little Lorraine. Go to sleep in the morning. I'll take you back to the airport. You'll be back to on Monday for work. And he's like, man, I so the whole thing, we had a hashtag going, get Chris to Canada. And it was quite the,
That's
quite
funny.
the thing. Ooh, Brian, you're off next week. Brian, do you want to be our guest next week? If you do, that would be awesome. I think I still
Ooh, and if Brian is able to do it, we could do that game that we did the last time with him where remember
no.
you had to pick an album. You had to pick an album where it started with either the first or the last letter of the album title.
Oh yeah.
So it was like next person picked a band
Right.
that started with the first or the last letter of the album title.
Oh, I'd
That was
forgotten
cool.
all of
That's like Brian's game. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, so Brian, if you're free, shoot me an email. I think you've got my email. It's northernrevolutions@gmail.com if you can do it. And we'd love to have you on again, man. And Andrew, I'm in Vaughan all the time, man. I was in Vaughan yesterday. So shoot me an email and we'll figure out how to make that happen. All right. That's it. Good night, everybody. Thank you for joining us. A hell of a lot of fun, as always. We will see you folks next week, and we'll see Tim in a few weeks. I'd say don't get eaten by a bear, but you're probably not going to have that problem in Nova Scotia. So
No bear, unless I get swallowed by something from the sea.
let's hope that doesn't happen. Look out for what was that mythical animal that they used to think would swallow ships?
the Loch Ness
Kraken. A
Monster.
kraken.
The
Don't
kraken.
get swallowed by a kraken.
Yeah.
So, all right, everybody. Have a good night. We'll see you next week.